Hi, everyone. My name is Ashley Santiago with Focus Schools, and we are celebrating the work of our educators and our partners in the field. I am here with Principal Justin Sparks from Reingold Elementary School in Fitchburg. So, Justin, I'll turn it over to you. And could you just introduce yourself and your school a little bit for us?
Sure. Thanks, Ashley. Super excited to be here. Like you said, I'm a first year principal at Reingold, which is a pre-K to 4 elementary school in the city of Fitchburg in Central Mass. Next year, we'll be moving to a 1 to 5 model. We have about 600 kids, 80% of those being high needs, about 20%, according to last year's data, special needs, and another quarter identified as being a language learner. We're designated right now by DESE as a school that meets or exceeds targets, which is good, and a testament to the teaching and learning that's been happening here over the course of the past couple of years. This year in particular, when we talked about this, currently, I think we all feel this sense of urgency, not just at our school and across the district, but in education in general. After the year we've had, and we talked a little bit about this before, this remote learning experience was difficult, especially for the elementary school kids. So we're working to support their SEL needs, as well as providing excellent literacy and mathematics instruction, and then making sure that they feel a sense of belonging and connectedness to their school. So in terms of our district in Fitchburg, I consider myself really fortunate. We have a superintendent and cabinet that really see themselves as being a layer of support to the schools, in support of student learning, which I'd say is fairly uncommon. I've worked in some other districts, and it's been extremely effective so far at moving our student outcomes. I feel as though Fitchburg and Reingold in general is really poised for success in the years to come, given the increased level of funding and strong district leadership, willing to do sort of rolling up the sleeves and doing the hard work. And I'm truly amazed every day at the level of energy and skills that our educators bring to the table. Really fortunate.
Excellent. So recently you guys hosted a learners showcase. So talk to us a little bit about what that was and sort of where your idea came from and how it went.
So this came up, we'll back up a little bit. Focus Schools was doing some work with the high school in one of our sister elementary schools, and Carrie Purcell had worked with Jeremy Roach and Mark Pierce. So I asked, how do I get this over here at Reingold? So Carrie has been working closely with me and my leadership team on building capacity and service of instruction. And this idea of this Learners Showcase came up. And it sort of fit with my thinking, and that we really want to showcase and reinforce all of the hard work that our Roadrunner scholars are doing in our school community. So I threw the idea out there to staff, with a sign-up sheet, and I said, send me one of your kids, K to 4, who has achieved greatness. That was the terminology we used. In your class through hard work, effort, and even shown some resilience during this tough time. So from there, we scheduled a day. They all came down to the lobby. We had a table set up right in front of our trophy case, which is symbolic. Printed out some certificates, had some donuts. That always helps. And each student had the chance to come up and present a piece of work that they were proud of. Some presented a challenging math problem that they were working through using their strategies. A book talk on a book that they had finished. Some presented informational writing pieces. Some presented poetry, artwork, etc. It was really up to the student to decide, and they all, kindergarten through 4th grade, were able to select something that they were truly proud of. The best part of it was at the end, everyone clapped and celebrated each other as a community. I gave them the chance to have some donuts and just look around at each other's work after, and just some of the paying attention to some of the conversations they were having it was amazing, asking each other questions and supporting each other. It was terrific.
That sounds like such an incredible opportunity for your scholars and for your school to come together and celebrate growth and resilience at a time when we definitely need to be doing some celebrating and honoring our students and our teachers. So excellent. That just one of those, wish I could have been there to see that. So any other highlights, any other things that you wanted to bring up about that day, or feedback from teachers, students, parents?
It did work really well. So we're going to plan to do it once a month. That may increase next year to once a week, but the feedback from students was, when can we do it again? And the teachers were excited to share what they've been working on in their class as well. In the middle of MCAS, we have tutoring, a new reading program. There's so many demands right now. But as Carrie always says, we want to make sure we're keeping the main thing. And this is the most important part of the job, is to focus on teaching and learning. Sometimes that gets lost, right, in the daily, sort of the day-to-day minutia, but just celebrating excellence the top priority. Is how we got it done.
It's prime testing season with MCAS and Access and everything else coming your way, 1,000,001 demands on you and your teachers. Were there any sort of obstacles that you had to overcome to make this happen? Or advice that you could give another principal who might want to try this, but is thinking, oh my goodness, I have no idea how I would make this work in my building.
The biggest thing for me was time, right? Finding the time that worked for everybody. But again, just prioritizing, I guess, and setting time aside for, what matters to me as a building leader. And for me, it was super important to ask myself that question, to keep focused and to keep the perspective. Like, why am I doing this? This is my first year as a building principal. I was an assistant principal for 2 years before. So I'm constantly reflecting, am I doing enough? Further down the road, when I retire, I want to look back on my career with a sense of accomplishment. Like, we did good work, and we changed lives. So, I only get one shot at this, and just like they only get one shot at third grade. So we want to make sure we get it right.
Anything else that you want to add while we're here today?
Yeah, I'll say this is I'm so fortunate. I've got the best job in the world, though it gets difficult sometimes, but you face the different trials and tribulations every day. But in those interactions with kids, whether it's something like our learner showcase, or sitting down and spending 5 minutes at a student at lunch, getting into classrooms 50% of the day, and just seeing all of the great teaching and learning that's happening. I mean, that's how you keep perspective. That's how you keep things positive. I'll say that, for principals that may be interested, it was super important for me to difficult, but important to step out of the arena and onto the balcony, to notice, really pay attention to all of the excellence that's happening. And they deserve it. Our Roadrunner scholars deserve it. And this really, I think it connected to our school improvement plan and what we want to do here, in creating a sense of belonging in our community. And you see the staff and the parents giving such positive feedback, and really getting emotional, and seeing how far they've come through very, very challenging times.
Well, I am just so thrilled and excited for you, for your scholars, for your staff, for your families. What an incredible opportunity that you sort of, again, figured out, and you found the time to do it despite everything going on, to really celebrate your learners and all of their growth and progress. So congratulations to you and your team. Thank you so much for your time being here today while you've got 1,000,001 things going on. We so appreciate it. And once again, I am Ashley Santiago with Focus Schools.